How's it, everyone? What an exciting weekend of rugby. We're back with Game Time, episode 5, myself and Josh in the lovely Redefine Studios here at Black River Park. You ready to get into this?
Dude, I'm so pumped for this episode.
How's your weekend, my bro?
It's been good. It's sober weekend number 1.
That's pretty impressive.
So maybe you can see I look a lot better than I did in episode 4. Editing that episode and looking back, I was like, Joshua, you look atrocious.
But it's fine.
It was bad, eh?
Can we tell the audience what happened this morning?
Yes, we can. So, yeah, we can. Because I owe you a big one.
You did buy me coffee, though. Thank you.
Well, Jess did. So technically, I still owe you one. But my alarm, I didn't have a weekend alarm this weekend. And woke up at like 9:15, which is really late, to a message from Stephen being like, I'm at the studio. When are you getting here? And I was like, nah, I'll be there right now, dude. And I was like, oh, no. So it's the fastest I've ever seen us get ready. Race through. So apologies, that's on me. I was late. I was proper late this morning. I was proper late.
You forgiven.
Proper late.
Yeah, I had a pretty busy one as well. Went to Joburg on Wednesday. Had beer and banter, which was such an awesome event.
That looked amazing.
It was just like probably 2 hours of talking shit on stage, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But no, it was an awesome crowd. Then Randburg, and then played some golf. Got back, played some golf on Saturday again. So yeah, it was a fun weekend.
How was the golf? Did you perform?
I must say I'm getting better.
Really?
Like I'm getting my swing back. From where I got injured up until now, it's like I was struggling and I wasn't finding my feet, and I had no rhythm when it came to golf. I'm not like a ballet dancer. Like when it comes, it takes time for me to get there.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not off the bat smooth.
You need to become malleable.
You need to start moving.
Exactly. It's all in the hips.
It's all in the hips. It is all in the hips.
It really is.
Yeah. But yeah, had a fun weekend. Had too many dopes over the weekend as well, but we'll fix that this week.
There we go. Are you going to do a sober Cobra week?
I'll try.
You're going to try? Okay. Because I'm very loud and brave about the fact that I just did my first sober weekend. And in our defense, we did have 2 concerts with Billy Raful. Shout out, Billy. Thank you for coming to South Africa. Incredible shows with Billy, with Bushle G, and with Tatum Tides. And then Yanni Bay came in for a song as well with Billy that they co-wrote. Dude, Stellenbosch goes off. He did 2 shows in Cape Town, 1 in Stellenbosch, and we were explaining to his tour photographer, his name's Jesse. We were explaining to Jesse, it was at Daisy Jones in Stellenbosch. Awesome little venue. Actually, big note, spoke to the owners. They would love for us to do a live game time at Daisy Jones in Stellenbosch. So let's see if we can get that rocking soon.
Let's go.
So yeah, there's some good news. I've got the numbers. I'll send you their numbers. They'd like for us to do a live one. So we're going to try bring in a blend of a little bit of comedy, a little bit of kakpraat, a little bit of music, a little bit of game time, and do something live. So we'll get on top of that to do that soon. The new live action Lilo and Stitch. I know this is a huge side note, but people are raving about it. So I wanted to get us talking about it because the internet seems to be having these conversations. I wanted to get your opinion. How are you feeling on live action Disney, and have you ever been a Disney fan throughout little Kitsy's life?
I've been a Lilo and Stitch fan.
Okay.
Like I thought that was brilliant, and I thought I really enjoyed watching it as a kid. I enjoyed the storyline. I thought that little Stitch is an alien, comes to the Earth, and then he just wreaks havoc, and then how that family changes his personality and he becomes a good boy at the end is what I loved. And I love Disney. I think Disney's cool. They have some bangers that come out, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
100%.
But yeah, it's probably like a similar thing to when they live action the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Like big Ninja Turtle fan.
Okay. Did you enjoy the live action?
I didn't.
Not?
No.
I didn't either.
I didn't. So it'll be interesting to see. I haven't watched it, or I haven't seen too many trailers of it yet, but I think it could be fun.
I watched the cartoon version just to update myself on the story, because I'm a huge Lilo and Stitch fan. When Lilo is late for dance class
Yes.
at the beginning of the film, right?
Yeah.
Because she's feeding peanut butter sandwiches to the fish. And she has to do that every so often, otherwise the world will end, right?
Yeah, that's how important it is.
But she manages to do it. And then she's late for dance class.
Yeah.
And then the little chickie with the glasses on decides to tune her. And Lilo just decides, okay, 10 toes down, standing on business, throwing hands. Dude, Lilo beats the shit out of that little kid. And I don't know when last you've seen that movie. But dude,
It's like UFC style.
dude, John
beat
Jones would be proud. She lays into that little girl, just like, wah, 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 wah. And I was like, damn, Lilo got hands, dude. Like, if we made a Disney movie, right? If they were like, Disney phone us now.
The two of us.
Yeah. And they're like, we need you for a Disney film. We need a concept. We need a show. It's going to be molded off the two of us.
Okay.
What would our storyline of our Disney movie be?
I'm going to add into it.
I think you would be the first ginger prince in Disney.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Right?
I don't mind it.
I don't know how much of a say I'd have. And this is the problem when you have friends that are very, very masculine, right? Like you. I think they'd make me the princess, dude. I don't know if there's enough room in that movie for two princes,
Okay, but
right?
this is what I like more. So it's going to be based on Rome, like gladiator style. And then, I don't know if you watched Gladiator 2, where they've got the two emperors.
Yes.
It's like me and
Two
you,
brothers.
Two brothers. But we're not going to be brothers. We're going to be adopted together. And then we work our way to become the emperors
I like
of
it.
Rome. And we change Rome for the better.
I like it. That's a very good idea.
Yeah. But we start as gladiators, and then we find each other, become friends, become adopted brother, get adopted by the emperor, and he passes away, and then we become.
He sees potential in us.
Potential in us.
He's like those two.
Yeah.
Because we're the only two that ever help each other.
Exactly.
All the other gladiators are like
And they're
solo
like-
dolo.
And they're like, Stephen, kill Josh. I'm like, no.
Yeah, throw the sword down.
Down and go like,
You'll have to take me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're like, and then the emperor goes, no, I like them. Give them a chance.
Bring them together. Yeah.
Give them wine. And they're like, I'm 14.
It's fine. You're of age for wine. Yeah. They used to give fucking
Give them
wine to
bread.
babies back then. Yeah, we would be like the Brannis brothers. They'd be like, give them wine. We'd be like, no. We need Brannis. And they'd bring in like giant barrels of brandy just for us. Yeah.
I love that.
What a great Disney film, dude.
Do you reckon, like, as we become emperors of this movie, or this Disney movie, do you reckon that, like, the people are going to be people, or they're going to be, like, different characters? You get, like, a Cape Cobra who's, like, a bit of a,
That's a good question.
like, a naughty one, or a evil guy, and then you get, like, a leopard, Cape leopard, and then you get, like, a jellyfish.
Kind of like the cast of Kung Fu Panda.
Yes.
Yes. Because if it's not people and we want to like stamp our claim, it'd be easier to put someone to death when they're not a person, right? At some point, we're going to have to.
Yeah, but remember, we don't kill the people.
Because remember, we need to do the thummy thing.
The thummy thing happens, but we say, like, no, that's not good.
Okay, yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
Live good.
Yeah, well, we'll go no.
So they go kill, and we go no. Like, you kill yourself, or you.
Yeah, we go, yeah, we agree. Don't do it. Yeah. No, bad idea.
Bad idea.
We'll go no in terms of fight performance. And then we'll give you one more chance. And that will shift it. We'll give you one more chance. If you can be a bugger in the bar.
See, but that would confuse me as well. If I was like a tired gladiator, and the emperor goes like this. It's like, good fight, thank you.
Be like, thanks, dude. Clearly, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying to live
It's
here.
like, oh, shit.
Bad fight. Bad performance.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised when they did that scene with the water and the ships in the arena. And Amy was like, didn't you know they can do that at the Colosseum? I was like, no, that's dope. I would have wanted to watch that as well.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
Dude, as much as I look at it and I'm like, that's barbaric. I'm like, I think I would
you
have bought a
just hear
ticket.
the drums,
dude.
like, doom, doom, and then like, charge, and like, you wait. And it's so slow, like, charge, and you're like, As the boat goes.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Everyone just seasick getting to the other side. We'll find you now. Yeah.
We'll get you now, motherfucker.
Wait till I get there. Might take me half a day.
That's the weirdest thing, like pirates. They're like, there's the pirates coming. Like, they'll be like, everyone get tea. There'll be like another hour.
Yeah. They're still got to climb on the boat. That's what I always think about, dude. Like whenever you watch Pirates of the Caribbean or something, the boats come up next to each other and everyone like Tarzan swings onto the opposition boat, right? I'm like, I don't know if it went like that.
No.
I wonder if the boats like met up and they were like, you're on your boat, I'm on my boat. And it's like
bitch, please.
yeah, just give me a second quickly. And I got to like climb over the flipping, wait there, where I'm coming. Get my sword out. Okay, now I'm ready to fight. Like, I wonder, I don't know what homies used to do this, but they had the guns where they would have to like
Oh, the long stick.
clean the barrel and then put the little pellet in and then show the barrel and then your gunpowder. And that's one bullet. Oaks are just standing on the battlefield, all just cleaning these barrels, you know, like war must have been quite boring back in the day, you know.
That's what lasted like a couple of years because
That's why.
I could only fire one bullet a day.
Yeah, you'd have your guy doing the tally of like lost soldiers, just chilling on the side of the battlefield, being like, what, another one? One. Who's next? Just bullets flying. Should we get into some rugby?
Let's get into some rugby.
Let's do this. Let's do it.
Yeah, so let's maybe start off with the not so good one. Glasgow Stormers quarterfinal. I mean, I predicted last week that my heart was in it for the Stormers, and I was really hoping they can pull this one through. But my head said Glasgow, and I think just looking at some of the reviews and rewatching the highlights this morning, it was a tough one. I think Glasgow, first of all, put the Stormers' attack under a lot of pressure. I mean, I think they defensively manned up very, very well. I think they took the opportunities when they got them. I mean, it doesn't help. We get a yellow card, and they go and score in that corner. So it was quite tough to watch, and quite disappointed in like the defensive performances, the key playmakers not standing up in such a big moment or such a big game that it could have easily. I mean, if you get guys like Marnie, Sasha, Boogie that all can play under pressure, but didn't perform that well. It's quite a tough one. I don't know what your thoughts would be on that game.
So, yeah, watching it, I mean, again, I only caught the last 20 minutes because we're at Billy's show, and then watched through all the highlights. And then mostly my job for game time is to look at the fan perspective. What are the people saying, right? Knowing what your bet was that you'd placed, that your heart was in Stormers, but your head was in opposition, I think was such a great spot on bet, because for the first half, my head and heart were going, I think the Stormers are going to take this. I think there's a good chance that we can, run away with this one. And that second half just kind of flip changed everything. A lot of what the comments were, watching through the highlights, going through the Instagram pages, looking at what the fan reviews, let's say, are, is very close to what you're saying, in that they're saying individually certain players shine a lot of the time, and a lot of them didn't get the opportunity to shine in this game. And I think it's because there was so much pressure being put on them that there wasn't enough space to make magic happen. So shout out to them. Well done on getting that right. Most comments, and I'm going to say like 80% of comments, were commenting in on defense.
Yeah.
That the defense was an issue. I don't know what your takeaway is defensively, if it's a issue that is an ongoing thing, or if this was a rare once.
It was quite I was at a golf day yesterday, and I also spoke on stage for like a little bit, and one of the questions was, it's like, what's going on with the Stormers defense? Because the Stormers have always been known for this, putting teams under pressure, like executing amazing tackles, putting breakdown pressure, and it's just like this relentless thing where the Stormers, it's going to be tough when you play against the Stormers. And I got this feeling, didn't get this feeling, someone asked me, it's like, what's been happening the last couple of weeks? And I know Norman very well, and I know he's an excellent defensive coach. But sometimes it is the Stormers at home against the Bulls to probably put up one of the best defensive performances. But as soon as they go on tour sometimes and they play against a team they don't know that well, then sometimes it's lax a bit. It's not as sharp as it should be. So I don't know if it's I definitely don't think it's a coaching thing, first of all. I think sometimes between leadership and personnel that's on the field, I think sometimes the guys, one week they'll be so up for it, and the next week they'll think, because I did it last week, I can do it again. And they don't go through the same mental preparation, the same like discipline they had in the previous week. And I think sometimes it becomes a personnel thing, it becomes a mindset thing. Because we all know Stormers can tackle well. Like you don't lose that instinct of smashing an oak, but you do lose the mental edge sometimes when you don't prepare as well as you can. And I think that's probably where the Stormers are lacking a bit. It's like I can't see why they can't put up 100% performances every week, because sometimes they play out of their skin, they beat teams with 40 points, and then the next weekend they struggle against I wouldn't say a weaker team, like Glasgow's a very good team, probably one of the best as well, but why can't they be up there as well, away from in a big quarterfinal? There's no outside things that needs to motivate you. It's like all I want to do is get into that semi-final and then hopefully have a crack at the final. That must be enough motivation for me to go, shit, I would put my body on the line, I would tackle an oak that's 150 kilos, sprints at 10 meters per second. I'll be like, I'll put my shoulder in for my team because there's enough motivation. So I think sometimes the guys lose it a little bit. And I would love to see it in next season where the guys have that mental edge all the time.
It was, missed tackles was a comment coming up a lot as well, it seems. A lot of people were giving a lot of credit to Sinatla. I mean, two tries.
2 tries, yeah.
Damn, he's quick. A lot of credit given to Sinatla as well as Marnie. Marnie's game IQ under pressure, I mean, despite the fact that it was a loss, which if you put that aside, if you look at how do we develop this rugby team and how do we build a perspective and an opinion of the rugby team that is helpful, that is building, that is representative of how good they really are. Marnie did a damn good job under pressure. There were so many passes out very wide that I think created a lot of momentum for the team as well. And you could see that he was putting that in. You could see that he'd picked up, we need to get some momentum in this game. We need some energy. Yeah. And he would swing that ball. Yeah.
Some of the clips I watched afterwards definitely saw that energy from him. I think he is and I'm talking very openly and frank now, and still love the guy, but he is under pressure when it comes to his starting role, not just with the Stormers, but probably the Springbok mix as well. There's a lot of pressure on him from Sasha, and I think he realized that it's not just going to happen that I'm going to get back into the starting 15. I want to be a part of the team. I want to stay involved. I want to play for the Springboks again. But you could see that in those moments where he shines, it's pure effort. It's as hard as he can, as accurate as he can. And that actually brings a lot of momentum to the Stormers squad. Like, we all know Stormers play like a barbarian style of rugby. They love to throw the ball around. They love these little kicks, hard chases, high energy, that DNA of the Stormers. And then I love it when Marnie decides that he wants to go that route and he wants to put as much effort into those moments. But yeah, it is unfortunate that the guys fell out of the competition, but there was other great rugby games as well over the weekend, which we can dive into now. But yeah, I think Stormers probably 2 years in a row knocked out in the quarterfinals against Glasgow as well. I think probably next year's mindset, if I was Dobbo or any senior management at the Stormers, I would try and have a better start. And what I'm trying to say by that is yes, it's tough with the Springboks being away. Yes, there's injury issues, but I would try and put a big focus on that first chunk of the URC, so you can get as much points as possible. That when it comes to the later stages, that you don't chase games, you don't have to win with bonus points. You like almost just fly off the starting blocks, and then you can cruise and manage into the end. So you want to end like in that first 4 positions, or you want to end top 2 of the log.
Not have to fight so hard.
Don't have to fight every weekend, and it's always like a mathematical thing if you're going to make it or not. So I if I was Dobbo and senior management and leaders in the group, I'll put a real big emphasis on the first 3 games of the URC and work out my preseason training and off-season training based on those 3 games. Because after that, you can reassess and manage, and if the plans aren't working, then you can always reassess for the next block, but not going on tour and going 4-0 down or 0 out of 4, and then have to fight from there to get back onto the top of the log. So yeah, it might just be a bit of a mentality shift, and maybe they're already thinking like that, but I would really not want to be in a bad position in the beginning of the season that could put a lot of pressure in the back end.
Yeah. All in all, I am really stoked about the direction the team is going in.
Exactly.
I think they're a damn good team. I think the guys have heart. I think they play well. I think there's things that are hard to put words to that are missing.
Yeah.
Like you say, I don't know if it's a mindset thing. I don't know if it's a teamwork thing. I don't know what it is, but the potential's there. And all the individual players are incredible. Dobbo and coaching staff are incredible. The city backs this team incredibly as well. There's a great culture and atmosphere to what the team is.
Yeah.
And I think it's piece by piece, it's starting to come together. There's some great players now being injected into the Stormer side as well. Quibus Reinach is coming in, as well, as well as 1 or 2 other guys as well. So I think that's going to be a nice little add-on.
A big thank you to some of the guys that's leaving the club. I mean, it's going to be tough to mention everyone, but like Dave Ewers, we became very close with him over the last season. Joseph Dweba is going to Exeter. So just a big thanks to those guys as well. And thank you for entertaining us, boys.
Yeah,
we love
thank
you
you,
guys.
buggers. Yeah, thank you, Dave. Dave, you're a legend. Come see you in
Bulls,
Scotland.
Edinburgh. Yeah, what an exciting game. I think, first of all, Edinburgh, fuck, those Oaks came out of the blocks.
Yeah.
They put the Bulls under pressure from minute 1. Guys like Villy, we all love Villy, struggled a bit. I could just see the guys were under pressure, but big shout out to Cameron Hanekom for opening the score try-wise. Sebastian unfortunately got a yellow card, which created 2 tries for Edinburgh. And the pack of forwards, Volku and Hendrik Wessels, put on a massive scrum performance and got the boys back into it.
And Akker.
Yes,
dude.
What a boy.
Every time Akker comes up on the screen, I'm like,
fucking warthog.
What? Dude, the beard on that man as well. Like, I know that's probably not what I should be thinking while I'm watching a rugby game, but I'm immediately going, look at the facial hair on this guy. Dude, what a beautiful man.
He played against his brother, eh?
Really?
His brother is Duan van der Merwe, who plays wing for Scotland and Edinburgh, and Akker plays...
No ways, I didn't even know that.
Bro,
What's against each other?
Bro, look at Instagram.
But open your eyes, Joshua. It's written on the screen.
Yeah, but let's just talk about that 20-minute onslaught from the Bulls around halftime. It was just before and after, eh?
I don't know what got said at halftime, Kitsy.
Fuck, Jake must have been...
Jake White must have come out and been like, Mana, you ever want to see Brannis again? You will play, boys.
You ever want to put a blue jersey over your fucking pip again? Better fucking start playing some rugby.
You guys better step. And they did.
And they did, because the halfback combination, Billy, Cameron, the pack of forwards, everyone just started playing rugby all of a sudden. I mean, the guys were doing fucking behind the back passes, little fucking grabbers. Everything was just
beautiful, dude.
They went from a 13-point deficit before those 20 minutes started to leading 39-21. That is unbelievable.
That's insane output. I don't know what happened in that locker room at halftime.
I just want to say, Vili, love you, my boy, and well done on that performances.
Oh, dude, what a playmaker.
He spoke, I read something online, and I don't know if it's his words, but he said he was under pressure, struggling in the first 20 minutes, but somehow found a way to actually come back and actually get involved in the game and get stuck in, and I thought he had an exceptional one.
Dude, he was, every time there was a big play, whether it was a try or massive momentum shift or a turnover, whenever something big happened, especially into a second half, when those things happen, you can hear the crowd, you can see the players, whistle will be blown and the players are stoked as well because they were fighting for that turn. Willie was always involved.
Of course.
Like out of nowhere,
like he's there.
Plays moving, gets past to Willie, and he just finds the man. There goes ball, and I'm like, oh, we've moved forward 15 meters.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, incredible, dude.
Just that skill set, like that skill set to understand where the space is, to see the options, to see the opportunity. I mean, he, in my opinion, is still one of the best fly-offs South Africa's ever seen, the fullbacks South Africa's ever seen. I think his vision for the game, his energy he brings to the field. It's like when we spoke about Mani earlier, that pure energy, cares about the guys, goes out and fucking sprints 50 meters to get to the pack of fours when they did something well, tap the Oaks on the back.
Love it.
And it's just like, you can see he's passionate about what he does. But I mean, well done, Bulls. Hope to see you guys in the finals. So let's quickly just cover the Leinster Scarlets.
Scarlets.
So I think well done to Leinster. I mean, we all expected it. We all predicted it as well. But no, you didn't predict it.
I threw a Hail Mary.
I
threw a huge bet in there.
You got Hail Mary on your chin.
Yeah, you're spot on.
So just probably we all knew Leinster's going to win. I mean, great performance, edge of your seat stuff. But just quickly, I just want to cover one thing in this game. That coast-to-coast try Scarlet scored. I mean, Pendergrass made a little error. Pass didn't go to hand, kicked it through at pace. I mean, this is quite... If you're running full tilt, 100-meter sprint, how would you be able to control that ball with your foot?
Dude, it blows my mind. I always think like I'd either pop a knee or twist an ankle to be running at full pace and suddenly have to
like stick a paw up.
A quick little grab off to the side. I'm like, nah, immediately there goes Josh in 2 pieces.
Sharks, Munster, in Durban. 100 minutes of rugby, still equal at the death. I mean...
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I read a lot of comments, and I mean, this is also probably talking more of a fan at this moment, and a lot of people are saying the Sharks' attack is not what it should be. I mean, they've got almost 23 Springboks in their team. They've got guys that's exceptional rugby players. You've got great leaders like Eben and Bongi and Vince and Ox, Sia. But the Oaks are playing old school, one-off runner, big guy, in your face type of rugby. And I would love to see, especially going into a semi-final this weekend, just a bit more excitement around their attack. I mean, it's exciting when you give the ball to Andre Esterhuizen and he just decides to run over the first 3 guys. That is very exciting. But imagine he can do that as a dummy runner. He just kills the first Oak and then just the ball out the back and a bit of smooth hands from and these boys and Mapimpi and Fussy, and then the Oaks just go and walk around in the corner. Just more bit variety in the attack, a bit more excitement, because it feels like you're watching a bunch of 9-year-olds running straight challenges at each other. And I don't know if you feel the same way watching the game.
Dude, one thing that I struggle to wrap my head around watching as a fan is I know the team consists of so many Springbok players, right? But I think there's a lot of guys on that team that are not Springbok players, as what we've seen in the past, that are up and coming. And I really believe a lot of that Sharks team will get selected to go forward. What if we look at that team as just a great rugby team and not as a team consisting of XYZ within Springbok players? And reason I say that is when I look at overseas teams, like European teams, every now and then, maybe because I don't have as much knowledge, but every now and then I'll go, oh, that guy plays for Scotland, that guy plays for France, that guy plays for England, whatever. But it's not the defining factor in my head when I'm watching them play. I'm going, wow, I'm watching Munster, I'm watching Leinster, I'm watching Glasgow. When we talk about Sharks, we talk about the Sharks, but we go, yeah, that team that has 9 Springbok players, that team that has, this many Springbok guys. Like, I think they're a damn good rugby team. And I think if the fans' perspective of their performance is that they should be doing better, I think then it's because they should be doing better as a team and not as the 9 Springboks should be playing like they played in the World Cup final. You know, like, I don't think it's a fair comparison to make between the two, right?
Yeah.
I think you got to take them as a team. There were, like you say, Esterhuizen, Pepsi, a couple of the guys were playing phenomenal, and not just in the actual physical act of playing the game, the mental side. Whenever they'd step forward for a scrum, the opposition to the Sharks would come up to the ref and would be saying something and making a comment and asking a question, whatever. The front row of that scrum would step forward, stand right next to the ref and look at them and go, what? What do we, yeah? You could see the boys were like, we want to scrum you. Yeah. We want to play you. And there was this building tension between the two that I honestly think the Sharks were putting everything they had on the line. They were playing hardcore rugby. And I don't think you can ask for much more out of a team.
Yeah, I wanted to say exactly the same thing. I think just in controlling the game, I think the Sharks did an exceptional job. I think they managed the game well, they managed the space well, they attacked in the right areas. So they were in control. Their scrums were going forward. I mean, the level of scrummaging from a couple of weekends ago when they were actually struggling a little bit up until this quarterfinal when it matters most, it actually picked up a lot. And we're very, very stoked about that, and I'm very happy for the boys. The Sharks controlling the game very well. And I must give a lot of credit to Munster for sticking into the fight up until the 100th minute, because I think it could have easily gone Sharks by 20 points at the end. But yeah, Munster stepped up towards the end, actually started knocking the Oaks back a bit, making their one-on-one tackles, actually manning up front to get the ball out of the scrum, to get around the corner, to stop the big guys coming through. And as we all know, the game went into extra time. Extra time ran out. We had 100 minutes on the clock, and then it went to the little kickoff.
The kickoff, dude.
So tell me your little story that you wanted to tell earlier.
Okay. I said to Jess, watching that Sharks game was like watching guys go to war. Those Oaks wanted to hurt each other.
Yeah.
And like you say, credit to Munster as well, because they weren't backing down for nothing. Getting into the kicking, there was a lot of beef. There was a lot of tension. I think where most of that was coming from was Jaden Hendrickson and Jack Crowley. So I'll explain to camera the way that we were explaining it earlier. So Jaden steps up, takes the kick, slots it perfectly, turns around, and seemingly, because we could hear off the ref's mic, makes a comment to Jack that the ref picks up on and chirps Jaden for it and says, no, so we don't stand for that, right? Jack steps up, takes his kick.
Ref almost misses it.
Almost.
Like that slice.
Yes. Yeah. It was and back in again. Yeah, everyone's bum hole did a little squeeze, right? Yeah. Ref moves over to the next kick. Jack's coming back to the tee because they know that they're moving to the 10 meter. And he makes a comment. And you see it in passing. You see it just happen behind the ref. Ref's far away enough, doesn't pay attention to it. Kick happens. We move to the second line, right? Jaden steps up to take the kick, takes the kick. As he takes the kick, grabs the leg. Cramp, right? Rightly so. You've played, 100 minutes of rugby. Understandable. Hits the deck. Medic team come on. While the medic team is attending to Jaden, Jack's already teed up the ball, ready to go take the kick. Jack turns around and goes, Defik, I'm ready to kick and you guys are making a whole scene on the field here. Jaden's going, leg, right? And then Ketsi. Camera gets a shot. It zooms in between two medic staff and Jaden's lying on the floor and Jaden gives Jack a look and gives a cheeky little wink. And in that moment, I went, okay, wait a second. Yeah, hang on.
This is planned.
Wait a second, yeah.
Bloody well planned.
Wait a second. I don't want to make any assumptions, okay? I don't want to throw anything out there that puts it on anyone, right? Yeah. there's a 50-50 chance, right? that wink insinuated that the cramp might have been an imaginary thing, right?
Something from Disney.
Something from Disney. We got a little bit of Lilo and Stitch happening here, a little bit of live action. And I'm not going to make any absolute comments. I'm just going to say that wink was hilarious. It will go down as a rugby meme for a very long time. And the fact that just the wink, even if the wink was maybe as a
Twitch or something happened. Like
little blade of grass.
Yeah, in his eye.
Or like, someone was spraying that deep heat and you got a little bit of it in his eye, tweaked out a little. Maybe. Or maybe it was I am cramping, but I can see that this is pissing you off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get even more under your skin and just give a little,
That's brilliant though.
little cheeky, And Jack lost his mind. So if it was planned to get under his skin, it worked because it turned into a Jack Crowley versus Shark staff
And Jaden,
going at each other.
and Jaden cramping on the floor.
Jaden just walking away going, peace, I got both the kicks we needed. Dude, Jack was F you on the field. And I was like, wow, we really worked this guy up. Granted, he didn't miss the kick after all the drama.
Yeah.
So credit there, well done. But damn, they got under his skin.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. From Jaden Hendricks, the Jack Crowley drama, all the way down to the sixth kick, and Bradley David slots it. Congrats to you, dude. Phenomenal. The fact that you can be under that much pressure and get it blows my mind.
Here's my question.
Okay.
Do you reckon if you in that situation, what would be your approach or technique to try and get the ball over the post? Even if it's from the 22 meter, like right in front.
Am I a kicker?
No, you, Josh.
Me as Josh.
Yeah.
Oaks, we screwed. We are so screwed.
This will be my technique. I will run straight at it and I'll toe punt it. End over end, just to get over the crossbar.
Well, if you kick it hard enough, the ball won't be able to make a decision on left or right until it's too late.
Yeah. So I will run up straight at it and I'll punt it with the toe. And I'll actually go wear some workman's boots with a steel cap so I get some more boomer.
Yeah. You'll just walk on with one boot and one one steel toe. And everyone goes, this is a new strategy from Steven Kitsoff. Just walk on with your boot. I'm ready, man. Where do you think your head is in that pressurizing moment?
Yeah.
And I like to ask you this because you've been in those pressurizing moments.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big saying that goes like you always default to your highest level of preparation. So I think these Oaks
Dropping bars, Kitsy. Yes, okay.
but no, they would. These Oaks done it a million times. So for them, it's all about routine, like the system they go through to kick the ball. I mean, if I look at Jack Crowley's one, there was no rhythm there. Like he almost shanked the ball. He kicked it like with a big banana. It wasn't his normal style of kicking. And I don't know if it's fatigue or it was pressure, but if you look at the other guys, if you looked at Jaden's stuff, if you looked at the way Conor Murray kicked the ball, it was precise and you could see it's methodically, like he trained it like a million times before. He'd done that lineup, he'd done that kick 1,000 times. And I think when you're in that situation, you just think like, listen, it's just me on the rugby field, just slotting another kick. There's a lot of pressure on it, but you almost try and break it down to the bare minimum where you're just like, it's me, the rugby post. There's no one chasing, no one putting pressure. It's a clear night sky, no rain. You're just trying to slot it through the post. I think that's probably what those Oaks are thinking at that stage.
Do you think this gives them a confidence boost for semi and final, or do you think this exhausts the players?
Yeah, I would think probably more exhaust. I think it's going to take a couple of days for the guys just to recover, like almost mentally decompress before they get psyched up again for the semi, because they playing the Bulls in the semi-final, and which we all as South Africans don't want to see. We would have loved two South African teams in the final. But yeah, I think the Sharks would understand what's up next weekend. I mean, the Bulls played extremely well for big parts of that game against Edinburgh. The Sharks put up a 100-minute performance, which is great. But I think the Sharks would probably be a bit more exhausted. Like it was a bit more tough, more intense, more emotion involved. Hopefully the guys can recover in the next couple of days and actually start ramping up the energy again for the semi-final. But I think it's going to be another great weekend of rugby because on the one side, we've got probably the world's best club team in Leinster versus Glasgow, the reigning champs. And then we've got the Bulls and the Sharks, the other side.
Yeah.
And if I had to make a prediction on this,
Let's
what
do it.
you want to hear is I'm going to say Leinster beat Glasgow with 8 points.
Okay.
So my score prediction would probably be close to like 32-26. That's 6 points. 32-24. And I would say the Bulls will beat the Sharks 29-27.
I really don't want to Hail Mary again and get Hail Maried on my chin. So
Make a t-shirt, Hail Mary on your chin.
Hail Mary on the chin and just a fist. I think I'm going to agree with you on Leinster to beat Glasgow. But I think I might go with my heart. Not that I prefer the Sharks over the Bulls. I'm just so taken aback at the like brutality and intensity that the Sharks were able to bring to that game.
Yeah.
That I'm going, I want to see the Sharks do that again. I want to see them do that again. Yeah.
They're playing at Loftus, though.
True. They are playing at Loftus. And also, if I look at the final, who do I think has the longevity in terms of enough energy to play a semi? At that level, it's going to be a very intense semi-final.
Tour to Dublin.
Tour to Dublin and play a final.
I would say a team that could go all the way and actually go and win in Dublin would be the Bulls. The Sharks as well, but I think the Bulls.
I just think, how are you not gassed after such a huge quarter?
But the guys they're professional rugby players.
I'm pretty sure if you ask them to run the field now, they'll go.
Exactly.
Like, you know?
Yeah. It's like, a bit stiff, but yeah, Jaden's still cramping and eye twitching.
Jaden woke up this morning with a twitching eye.
Like,
everyone's like,
so his missus, he goes like,
hey. Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah. Shout out to the kid that held up the sign that said, "Put me on camera, I'll rip my shirt," and then attempted to rip his shirt and it wouldn't rip. Dude, you champion human. He tries to rip his shirt and it's just not going, and his mates are just cheering on camera and they realize that the shirt ain't ripping, so everyone just grabs his shirt and eventually it's just four oaks ripping this guy to shreds. Rip the shirt, goes for the double front buy, and I was like, credit. I'll give you credit for that. Yeah, dude, it got people pumped. Lekker, man. But thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Biggest pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate your time again. Shout out to every team that played this weekend in the URC. Phenomenal performances. Stormers wasn't our year this year, but your boys played phenomenally this season. You guys stepped up, put up a good fight. It was an uphill battle all season. Well done, boys. Well done on doing what you did and making it this far. Shout out to the Sharks and the Bulls. It's going to be an incredible semi-final, so stay tuned for that. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. Please head over to the channel. It is now called Playbook Productions. You'll find all your Storytime episodes, all the vlogs, as well as all your game time content there. Hit a little subscribe and you'll see all of our content every week. And again, thank you to Redefine for putting us in such a phenomenal position.